Hello everyone. It's good to see you have checked back in for another presentation. Today, we are discussing signal jamming and the fact that it can be a valuable option that can save lives if used in the correct context. Signal jamming can be a very controversial activity, however we will discuss the practice that can prove very useful, but it should only be conducted in very specialized circumstances. There are jammers for GSM/CDMA, jammers for Wi-Fi, jammers for Bluetooth. Technically you can jam any signal. All you really are doing is creating interference, or competing with a specific frequency for dominance. At a minimum, the connection could be very unstable, or at a maximum, it could totally be blocked. The best analogy I can come up with is this. Let's say, we both speak English, and I am 1 meter away from you in the club trying to give you directions to the after party. I am absolutely giving you directions, but the music being so loud interferes with the delivery, so now you have no clue where to go. All devices that transmit signals do so on a specific frequency, so the goal simply would be to find the frequency and disrupt it. Once the signal is disrupted, the flow of data will be compromised. For example, I attended a church in Perth, where once I entered the building, my signal went from 4 to no bars. I said, "What? This building is not made of metal or solid rock, so I know something is wrong here." As a signal connoisseur, the drastic reduction absolutely got my attention, and I started looking around, and lo and behold, there it was, a jammer. Discreetly located, but I recognized it. I was actually working that weekend and could not afford to be unavailable, so I spoke to one of the gals in the audio-visual department and asked what was going on. They advised me that they were clamping down on the disruption in services, so they were blocking CDMA and GSM signals. They had a sign that read, "If you need to make or take an important call, please step outside the building, and provide the church's phone number to your loved ones for them to contact you at a designated location, or have your conversation outside of the sanctuary." It seemed a bit strange for that to be happening in 2019, but as visitors, we decided to not make a big deal of it. My husband, as usual, stepped in explaining that I needed to be able to get emergency notifications for work, and they then gave me the Wi-Fi code, after advising me to put my phone on vibrate. That was more than good enough for us. They were quite friendly, and I exchanged numbers with a few ladies there that I am still in touch with. Some other places we have observed them being used are in jails/prisons, and movie theaters. Of course, there are people who will use them for nefarious uses, such as disabling people from making legitimate calls to emergency services, such as calling 111 or 106 for texting emergency services in Australia, or in the Canada US 911, UK 999, Japan 119, South Korea 112. You could also use a portable CDMA/GSM jammer for your car. Are you wondering why someone would ever want one for their car? Well, just suppose for whatever reason, you may suspect that someone, for whatever reason, may be trying to track you. With this jammer plugged in your cigarette lighter, or if it's a self-powered jammer that may look like a walkie-talkie, even if they have the tracker attached to the car from the outside of the vehicle, they would not be able to track you. You would just need one that just covers maybe 25 meters. It's also good to verify the effective range to be sure that you are not covering more than you need. I have had coworkers ask me to guide them with information on how to track their spouses, and it is truly not difficult at all, but I always would ask, if you don't trust him, why are you there? Are you sure you are able to handle the truth? Are you going to get mad at me regardless of the results? Of course I always got an emphatic no, but after the data collection went on for a few days, I began receiving some rather colorful adjectives and pronouns. The results are often underwhelming, but then there are some instances where Hollywood would be happy to hear about them. If only the husband had a jammer, he would have been all set. Anyway, back to the topic. I cannot overemphasize the importance of getting one that covers only the area that you need restricted, to ensure that you don't interfere with critical services that others need for medical and safety services out of that area. Another context where they are probably used extensively would be, let's say, for military application where a convoy is traveling down an uncleared road that could have improvised explosive devices that are triggered by a phone call. Jamming the signal would be a critical life-saving tool for the troops. Another scenario could be where you may have an Amazon delivery drone scheduled to deliver a package at a specific location, but you don't want that location to be found. Jamming the signals, let's say from a few miles out from the desired destination all the way around, would make the delivery less accurate. This could be very beneficial. How about a scenario where a VIP is visiting a location that needs to be secured? Chances are, for the duration of the event, you may notice that your cell phone, or even your GPS signal to the location, may just not work as accurate as you would like it to work. Security officials are forced to utilize every option at their disposal when it comes to safe execution of their job. How about the issue where criminals are able to smuggle cell phones into jails? This, as a solution, would eliminate a huge problem for corrupt prison guards that actually deserve to be behind bars themselves. Just imagine being the prison guard that has to check the prison cells daily or weekly for weapons and phones. I would rather search for one item type. Besides, this is probably the most inefficient use of someone's time, especially when you could use 4 jammers and make the entire location a dead zone. Amazingly efficient. Now, all you would need to do is ensure that the jammers have a backup power supply, and one problem just got eliminated. On the other hand, some could use it to disable Wi-Fi equipment such as 2.4 GHz cameras or doorbells, which are mostly wireless. On a personal level, when it comes to home security, I would always go for wired cameras wherever possible. I know it's a headache, it's more expensive, it's too much work, etc. Just understand that the reliability of wired equipment is invaluable, and it's always in your best interest to go for the best option. When it comes to disabling 2.4 GHz, there are so many devices that would be adversely impacted. As you know, because the lower the frequency, the greater the penetration level, which is why it is the preferred frequency for most wireless devices. Wireless cameras are better for temporary installations such as trade shows, flea markets where the setup is chaotic and dynamic. Also, they work well for large yards where a signal booster is a better solution than digging a mile to bury a wire. It's a dangerous world out there, but our agenda is just to provide information that you can use to protect the safety of your family members. In these trying times, it's important to share valuable information that your loved ones can benefit from. If you are interested in learning about some of these products, you can check out the following stores: https://www.thesignaljammer.com or https://www.aliexpress.com. Just so you know, we are not affiliated with either store. They just have lots of valuable information on the topic just reviewed. Again, this content as always is just for informational purposes, and we would never want the information we present to be used in a negative way.